Sara was originally a German Special Forces warrior, but during a mission in Afghanistan, her team was ambushed by enemy forces in a fierce attack, leaving her comrades with no time to react. They were killed, including Sara's unfortunate husband, while she miraculously survived. After this trauma, Sara decides to quit her job and live a normal life with her son until she receives a job offer from a company in America with an incredibly attractive salary. She takes her son to the U.S. Consulate in Frankfurt to apply for a work visa. While waiting, Sara takes her son to the play area, but when she returns, the boy has vanished. Panicked, she asks Security Officer Eric and Sergeant Donovan for help. Although they search every corner of the consulate, they find no trace of her son. Moreover, Donovan reports that security cameras show only Sara arriving alone, with no boy as she claims. This infuriates her because she's certain her son came with her. To prevent Sara from doing anything rash, Eric assigns Donovan to watch her until German police arrive. Shortly after, Donovan has to leave urgently, giving Sara the opportunity to search through file cabinets, where she finds a paper clip, uses it to pick the lock, and escapes. To avoid cameras, she climbs out a window and edges along the glass wall toward a nearby staircase. Taking a deep breath, she jumps across but fails, tumbling to the ground. Immediately, Sara notices a skylight nearby. She breaks it with a rock, sneaks inside, and uses a fire extinguisher to destroy the surveillance camera. After checking around, she discovers an unlocked room. As she enters, she's suddenly attacked by a girl, but Sara quickly subdues her and explains about her missing son, suspecting consulate staff involvement. Hearing this, the girl named Kira offers to help Sara find her son on condition that Sara helps her escape. Kira reveals she's been imprisoned for nearly 2 months and knows the place well, so Sara agrees to cooperate. They decide to go to the warehouse, as it's the only way the boy could have been taken out undetected, but they need an access card to enter. Sara quickly attacks a security guard from behind, knocking him unconscious in less than 90 seconds. Together with Kira, they hide his body in a secluded corner, steal his card, and successfully break into the warehouse. When checking shipping information, Sara discovers the last vehicle departed before her son disappeared, confirming he must still be somewhere in the embassy. Just then, she notices a familiar symbol on a cabinet that she had seen earlier when two suspicious men exchanged bags. She pries open the cabinet and finds a bag full of drugs inside. Sensing danger, they hurry away. Sara hides the drug bag in Kira's room, believing her son was taken because he witnessed something he shouldn't have seen. When two large men burst in and attack Kira, Sara seizes the moment to rescue her. Despite the attackers' strength putting her at a disadvantage, Kira's cries for help fuel Sara's strength, and she fights back like a wild beast. Sara struggles to subdue the two attackers, but just as she prepares to leave, she unexpectedly runs into Donovan. Immediately after, Eric rushes from behind and injects her with a drug that quickly renders her unconscious. When she regains consciousness, Sara finds herself restrained. The Consul General suggests she's hallucinating due to PTSD from her war experiences and even shows her surveillance footage where only she appears, with no sign of her son. This makes Sara begin to doubt whether she really brought her son there. Just after everyone leaves, a mysterious person suddenly appears and unties Sara. It's Kira, who arrived just in time to rescue her. Sara can't distinguish if this is reality or hallucination, so Kira intentionally injures herself to prove it's real, finally convincing Sara that everything is actually happening. Afterward, they quickly escape through a window. The drug bag is now their only clue, so they need to find its owner. Sara and Kira break into an auditorium where Kira posts a message on the internal network looking for the bag's owner. They soon receive a response arranging a meeting in the cafeteria. When the man appears, he offers to exchange the bag for Sara's son, but with her keen observation, she realizes he's lying and has no connection to the kidnapping. However, this person must have high-level security access, so Sara demands his master access card and embassy floor plans in exchange for the bag. Knowing he'll be in serious trouble if he doesn't deliver the drugs on time, the man agrees and tells Sara to wait for 20 minutes while he goes to the men's restroom to prepare for the exchange. After he leaves, Sara happens to see Eric bringing his daughter to the cafeteria to play with a voice recording toy. Just then, the consulate's system unexpectedly malfunctions. Eric hurriedly takes his daughter away, forgetting the toy on the table. Sara picks it up, intending to return it later. When 20 minutes pass, Sara and Kira arrive punctually at the restroom, where the man reveals he's planted a virus in the system, disabling surveillance cameras for at least an hour, enough time for them to act. He then hands over the floor plans and access card, takes back the drug bag, and leaves. Immediately, Sara and Kira set off, breaking into Eric's office where they discover files full of data about Sara, indicating that her job offer in America might have been a trap to lure her to the consulate. All this information was transferred to Eric, who also served in Afghanistan. This makes Sara suspicious, so she immediately calls an investigator and learns that Eric had to retire due to injury and had been repeatedly suspected of corruption, but always cleared. Additionally, the ambush that killed Sara's team, including her husband, might have been due to Eric leaking information. While Sara is still processing this, Donovan suddenly returns, forcing them to hold their breath and wait. As soon as Donovan enters, Sara quickly knocks him out, and she and Kira flee, prompting Donovan to order a pursuit. Despite being chased, Sara and Kira work together perfectly to lose their pursuers, forcing Donovan to report the situation to Eric, while the two women return to the warehouse. There, Sara tells Kira to hide in a truck that's about to leave to escape, even though Kira wants to stay and help. The situation is too dangerous, and staying would only increase the risk. With no choice, Kira reluctantly agrees to leave first, while Sara risks herself by rushing out to distract the guards. Sara quickly overpowers a driver to steal a vehicle, creating an opportunity for Kira to sneak into the truck that's preparing to depart. Security personnel continuously fire at Sara, causing her vehicle to lose control and flip over. She manages to crawl out and immediately starts running, but is unexpectedly hit with pepper spray. However, Sara isn't easily subdued. She quickly takes down the large men and dispatches the remaining soldiers blocking her path. Afterward, Sara immediately heads to the abandoned basement of the embassy, a place filled with chemicals, and, according to the floor plan, she finds a safe room, but sees no sign of her son. Just then, a bell signals the end of the time, and the embassy's surveillance system comes back online. Thinking quickly, Sara uses the available chemical containers to create a bomb, and after detonating it, the violent explosion immediately attracts everyone's attention. Using this opportunity, she goes to the child care center, and with the help of the small recording toy, she leads Eric's daughter into a safe room where Sara's real plan officially begins. She calls Eric, declaring she's holding his daughter and demanding that her son appear on the next call, then immediately cuts off the air supply. Since the base can't be controlled from outside, they're completely helpless. Sara lights a fire to monitor the oxygen level, and the flame gradually weakens over time. At this moment, the consul general speaks from outside, pleading, but Sara still doesn't see her son. He begs her to release his daughter, arguing that the little girl is innocent. Finally, Sara agrees but demands to meet Eric alone. After everyone retreats to a safe distance, she releases the daughter and lets Eric enter. He immediately turns off the sound system. In the sealed room, Eric calmly admits the entire plan, from arranging Sara's job offer in America, to seizing the opportunity to kidnap her son, erasing images from cameras to make her seem delusional, to planning for her to be legitimately shot while desperately searching for her son. Fearing exposure of his collusion with rebel elements, Eric planned to kill her, even sending to well-trained attackers, but he had severely underestimated Sara's abilities. It turns out that Eric was once an excellent officer, but after being injured, he was abandoned by the government. His family fell into hardship without enough money for his daughter's education, causing him to choose the path of betrayal out of resentment, revealing the team's movements that led to the deaths of Sara's husband and many others. Far from remorseful, Eric shoots Sara in the stomach and then shoots himself in the leg to create a false crime scene. While losing blood and gradually passing out, images of her son awaken Sara's will to live. Just as staff prepare to break the lock, she summons all her strength to open the door and plays the recording of Eric's confession through the toy. Finally, the truth is revealed, and Eric and Donovan face legal punishment. Sara is saved just in time and is finally reunited with her son after all the hardships.